Hello everyone, my name is Tim. I like to sculpt. Today we're going to make this little guy. This, I hope, looks like an OviRaptor hatching. Alright, let's get started. For this project I'm going to be using Super Sculpty living doll. It's one of the softer clays, but once it's baked it's really flexible. Well, at least a lot more flexible than the other Sculpties. I like working with it. Alright, with this little texture stamp that I made, we're going to texture the entire egg all the way around. Alright, looks good. Alright, we're going to put in the armature for the head and the leg that's going to be sticking out of the egg. Here I'm using Super Sculpy bacon bond to secure the armature wire to the egg. Now I want to get the general shape for the head. Alright, let's get these eyes positioned and look even on both sides. Make sure it's nice and symmetrical. I'm going to want a different color than this. Alright, let's start on some skin texture around the neck. This will carry on through the leg and the rest of the body. Alright, I'm going to use some clay softener to smooth it all out. Make sure there's no tool marks. Looks more natural. Alright, now we're going to start working on the eyes. I decided we're going to go with orange. We'll see how that turns out. I should probably start with a black pupil and then put the orange around it. Alright, there we go. Maybe a little bit bigger. Alright, here's the tricky part. These guys are small and slippery. Let me try and hold them in place with some tweezers while I paint them. Alright, well I got one of them done. Let's try the other one. Oh crap. Dang it. Alright, no, get back over here. Oh, okay, forget it. This dinosaur is going to be blind. Alright, next. Alright, we're going to start working on some of the smaller details. We can get that beak in there, start working on the lower jaw. Alright, well I'm going to need some extra pieces of shelling, so I'm going to have to make that with this ball of gypsum. The clay won't stick to it, but it'll take the heat in the oven. And I'll get the curvature I need, kind of show that it's coming from the egg. Alright, I'm going to start cutting in the cracks for the shell, make it look like it's breaking out of it. So we'll get that all around all the different sides. Here I'm going to add a little bit of clay along one side, kind of make it look like the edge is lifting up or going the other side going down, kind of break up the surface of it. Here I'm kind of like re-sculpting the entire piece of the eggshell, make it sure like it's pushing away from the leg. Right, here's where I added that extra piece of shell that we crafted on that gypsum piece with the curve, kind of cut off a piece. I'm going to have to make a little more jagged edges, but it's going to show where the hands are holding that up, like he's pushing it away, entering the world. Here's where I add some more bacon bond, kind of secure the eyes in place. After that I bake this. Once again, I probably baked this thing 10 or 15 times already. Every time I add a little bit of detail I go ahead and bake it, because these big fingers will smash it on that soft clay. Alright, time to add the hands. After I get the fingers in place, and I'll bake it, make sure it's solid, then I'll come back and put some more detail around the knuckles and the claws. It actually just kind of looks like another bird, so I hope when I add the tail to it, it kind of shows that it's something more than just a bird. Now, how to place the tail. It's the best position. Yeah, it looks like it helped a little bit. I apply a little bit of that clay softener on the surface of the shell there. It makes the clay, the new clay, a little bit more tacky so it sticks to the surface better. I'm going to brush on some more clay softener and remove all those fingerprints. Now that I removed all the fingerprints, I'm going to go ahead and put them all back. Alright, well, I don't like the way this leg is shaped. It's not coming out right. So I'm going to go ahead and rip that out and we'll get a longer armature in there. I raise quail and chicken, and I see all the babies when they hatch. They got pretty good sized feet for their bodies. So we're going to go ahead and show that here. Once again, I'll get these feet made, then I'll bake it in the oven, and then I'll come back and I'll add more details like the knuckles and the claws. Well, this is no good. Apparently it doesn't have a good shelf life. We're going to go ahead and use some cause clay over the eyes so it covers it, protects it from the paint. We're going to cover the whole sculpture in white, give it a good base primer. As far as the color goes for the eggs, I have raised quail, so I want to go with the same kind of pattern that the quails have on their eggs with this egg. I use a combination of the Vallejo paints and the war paints. Now the original color that I decided to go with on this was in green. But it's kind of pointed out to me that you make a dinosaur lizard color, so I'm going to end up coming back and repainting it. But I left the green paint in here to see how it worked out. And the green doesn't look bad. It's actually a nice contrast, but we're going to try a different color. So I went with a kind of a grayish blue hue on the whole thing. It doesn't look bad. I think it's comparable to the different kind of contrast, but looks alright. We're going to go ahead and put some white edging around the shells, kind of make it look like it's white on the inside. And those are the edges. Alright, finishing up here, we're going to go ahead and use Mr. Resin. It's a UV resin. We'll coat the OviRaptor with that. Make it look like it's just freshly hatching. That was a fun little project. Alright, well thanks for joining me today. If you get a chance, hit that subscribe button. It'll really help the channel. Leave any comments. I appreciate it. Thank you.